All right, Nick, the offseason is in full force. Traditional football is over. Super Bowl is gone. Unless you like USFL, football as we know it will be taking a break for the foreseeable future. So let's get into the weeds. Let's look at some way too early rankings, some way too early odds, and see how these Heisman odds are very intriguing, especially when looking at the LSU Tigers.
Yeah, Miles, before we get into that story, I think it's very interesting. We want to hear from LSU fans in the comment section below. This is one of the traditional blue blood programs in all of college football, especially in the SEC. So many great players have come and gone over the years. We want to hear from you guys. Give us your favorite LSU player of all time. Doesn't have to be the best. Give us your favorite. I was a big fan of Hester back in the day at fullback, the fourth down play against Florida way back when. He was a real favorite of mine growing up. Let us know who your favorite LSU Tiger of all time in the comment section below is. But all right, Miles, what you got? What's the latest for LSU?
Yeah, Nick. And when you look at LSU for this upcoming season, we look at the early Heisman odds, and you see a very interesting name on here. You see a guy like Jaden Daniels, number 10 right now, plus 1,700. And then you go back and look at the stats last year. Okay, well, he must have been up there high. Well, no, he only threw for 2,900 yards. Not too bad, but that's like ranked 43rd in the country. Nothing out of there crazy. But, Nick, I think there's some key underlying factors to Jaden Daniels' game in this LSU team that shows why he is already in the top 10 of the Heisman rankings. And I think the first one we need to look out is his interceptions. He only had 3 interceptions, tied for 4th in all of college football last year. And I think that is something that's really, really huge because he led the country this past season with a 0.6% turnover-worthy play rate. So not only did he not throw the interceptions, he actually didn't even make the plays that were interception-worthy. And I think that is really big. Daniel seems like a guy who can come in for this LSU team who is really, really good and not make the big-time mess-ups that kind of drag a team down. He can be that guy that doesn't have to throw for 1,000,000 yards, and he can keep this team going forward because this is a very strong team. But the other factor as well is Daniels is the only quarterback in the country to rush for more than 1,000 yards this season, Nick. So on top of his turnover-worthy not making plays and rushing for so many yards this season, I think he can extend the play with his legs and keep the game clean, not turn the ball over. I think this is going to be very big for LSU going forward.
Yeah, so there's 2 things here that really jump out at me. First of all, when you have a guy like Daniels, who's a really nice player, obviously as a transfer, like we don't mean to be this a negative attack on Daniels, but we have a guy of his caliber, top 10 odds. That is a blaring signal. Everyone should be paying attention here that there are people that think LSU is a sleeper pick to make a serious run at the college football playoff, maybe even the SEC title, heck, maybe even a national championship. And because in order to have a Heisman quarterback, the odds are you either have to be ridiculously good, like Caleb Williams was last year, or you're going to the college football playoff. And right now, when you look at the SEC, it's a little light on the quarterback talent. Obviously, Bryce Young is graduate, or not graduate, I should say. He's going to the NFL. Stetson Bennett, I think he's graduated. He's 39 years old. He should have like 5 law degrees by now, but he's finally gone from Georgia. So obviously, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee, is moving on as well. So there's a kind of a quarterback vacuum in the SEC, and Jaden Daniels looks about right now, to me at least, to be the best quarterback in all of it, the SEC. And when you have stability at quarterback, you're going to be really good and really strong off to make a deep run to the title. And here's the other thing, Miles, you hit the nail on the head. He doesn't turn the football over. He could run the ball, extend the play, convert those 3rd downs. So he's going to have a lot of opportunities to win big games because of how he plays. And of course, LSU's talent, well coached, all those other things too. So he's got a chance to win a lot of big games. He's got a chance to put up some good numbers, look really efficient numbers. And as LSU climbs in the rankings, top 10, top 5, potentially dueling it out the top of the SEC, he's going to get some serious looks at the Heisman Trophy. And I think it's not just because Daniels is a nice player. I think he's a good player. It's because LSU is going to be really good and surprise a lot of people next season.